Welcome back to another episode of JailBreak Overlander. I'm Richie, and this is JailBreak. Today's the 21st. It's February. It's 2021. And 2 days ago, I put this video up right here, Surviving with No Heat. And I gave you 10 tips off the top of my head. And they were very helpful. And the comment section showed a lot of people have been listening to me over the last year or so, and they were not caught unprepared in Texas like so many others were. Well, since I put this video up, several of my subscribers have sent me some more much better tips, and you're about to see all of them right now. So sit back, relax, grab a pencil, and take note. And check this out. Man, I hate to be doing another video like this, but I really have no choice. We've all seen what's happened down in Texas over the last week or so, and I've gotten floods of emails from my subscribers down in Texas. No power, no heat, no running water, etc. And now the food shortages are coming. They've got no food on their store shelves down there. I've gotten tons of video and pictures of Walmarts, etc. The problem being is only 10 corporations own our entire food supply chain. So we're basically at their beck and call. We've watched when they first introduced the pandemic. We watched farmers having to bury their entire crops and kill off livestock by the millions. Unprecedented, never seen before. I've never seen cowboys on YouTube talking about they need help because the government's making them kill off all their livestock. We're in some new normals right now, and hopefully these 17 tips I'm about to show you will help you when it comes to your neighborhood, because it will. Now, number one is, even if you live in the warmer climates, store enough firewood for at least one season. If you've got a wood-burning fireplace or stove and you can burn in it, make sure it's seasoned wood. Also, make sure you have your fireplace checked out beforehand if you haven't used it in a while. Several houses went up in flames because of this. But keep a store of firewood available as much as you can. Even if you don't use it, who cares? It's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. And that's just a fact. Make sure you keep it covered up so that it doesn't get soaking wet or snowed in. You see what I'm saying? And keep it close enough so you can get it. Number two is cookware. Make sure you can have some cookware around that you can cook over an open fire. You might not have an electric countertop stove anymore. You might have to rough it and cook over an open fire. Wrought iron works well. There's a lot of things you can use that work well. For all this crap, I'm going to leave links in the description, so if you don't know where to get it, you can order it and get it in a couple of days. But yeah, it might come to this, without a doubt, even to use it to make water. You see what I'm saying? Melting snow, etc. This is how they used to do it in the old days. We might be doing it again. You never know. They're drying salmon right there. Cool, right? Okay, number three is to get a dehumidifier or two. And if you can't afford them, I'm going to leave links below so you can make your own. Because yeah, it actually works. I'll leave links for that. I don't have time to make them myself, so I'll leave links to other YouTubers. If not, I'll leave links so that you can order them. And again, get them in a day or two. They're good to have. And the do-it-yourself ones, many of them don't need electricity to run whatsoever at all. Okay, number four might be a no-brainer, but many people never thought of it. Get tarps. Just have tarps around. You can use them from building shelters to patching a hole in your roof if you've got busted pipes, etc. they're good to have around, covering firewood and whatnot. You never know. You might need to wrap yourself up in it, to sleep in it, to keep warm. They're good to have around. I've got dozens of them, and you should too. And if you don't, again, links. I'm going to stop saying that because links will be for everything above. So check this out. Everybody's got these, but if you don't, keep blankets around. The more blankets, the better off you are. It's pretty self-obvious what these are for, but here's the deal. If you can get your hands on wool blankets work even when they're wet and they dry really fast. That's all there is to it. Surplus military wool blankets are easy to get. So if you don't have them, try to get them. Period. They might save your life or the life of someone you know. Okay, number 6 is when you know the cold weather is coming, turn the water off at the street if possible. I'm showing you a street wrench above to turn off the water main outside of your house. And if you can't get to that, there's always a main inside your house. Shut that down if possible, and then open up your faucets. The highest faucets first, and then the lowest ones, and the ones outside. Drain those out so your pipes don't burst and destroy your entire home. This is incredibly important. It's easy to do, and not enough people do it. So this is something you're going to want to be on, because having no water for a few days sucks, but having your pipes freeze and burst because a draft got in because your heat's not on, that's way worse. So either do that or don't. But I'm telling you, you should. At any rate, here we go. Number 7 should go without saying. It's having water stored. Not just water for drinking, water to flush the toilets, water to keep yourself clean, etc. Now, I've stressed this for years. I recently helped a couple of friends out in Arizona hook up this very system right here in their backyard. It's a massive amount, but you don't have to go that route. If you don't have the money or the space, you can always get, there's a bazillion different ways to store water. And again, not just for drinking. Having water that you can get for drinking, keep it to one side, and water for flushing, washing, etc., keep it to another side. Like I said, there's a million different variations, so get them while you can. Okay, this one right here, number 8, doesn't cost a cent. And in the city, sadly, not enough people do it. Get a network together. Know your neighbors. You know what I'm saying? Keep in touch. Having a group of people together in a dire situation is much better than going it alone. I live in the city, and it's amazing how many people have lived in a place for 10, 12, 20 years, and they don't even know their neighbors. When the shit hits the fan, you're going to want to know your neighbors, and you should. When I was growing up, everyone knew their neighbors, but thanks to mainstream media, television, and scary movies, people stay away from their neighbors. And then there you go, social distancing. And number 9 is get to know as many tradespeople, doctors, dentists, anybody that has a skill. You want them in your little group. Everybody has something to offer. The more people, the better. This goes back to number 8. Networking. People that can do anything can be of value. That goes from plumbers, carpenters, electricians, to your local militiamen. I mean, militias are what this country was built on. These days, they're villainized, but anybody that has something to offer has something to offer. You know what I'm saying? Anybody. I don't know about dog walkers and such, but hikers, runners, hunters, everybody has something to offer. It makes your community stronger, and that's all there is to it. So do that while you have the time, or don't. Your call. Stay in your house by yourself. Hope for the best. Okay, number 10, I've covered this in numerous videos last year and the year before. Medications. The amount of Americans on medications is staggering. We take more meds than any other country on earth, period. And we're the most unhealthy population on earth, period. So learn what natural alternatives to what you're taking from the doctor are, If there's critical medications that you need, make sure you store up on them, but try to find an alternative. I've been down this road. Everyone's been down this road. The last thing you want to be is sick or having some sort of side effect because you don't have your medication. There are absolutely thousands of real alternatives out there. We live in the United States and we use Western medicine, which is based on oil. Oil, the stuff that you burn to make heat, gasoline, etc. Well, so isn't our medication. The Eastern philosophy was pushed out of existence when the oil barons showed up. And that's a fact. You can research it, but who's got time for that, right? There's tons of alternatives. Make sure you have all your bases covered, because when there's no food, there's no power, there's no water, there's no heat, there's no pharmacies. So you might be up Schitt's Creek. Don't be up Schitt's Creek. Get yourself a paddle while you have a chance. Or don't. Number 11 is hand tools. Keep tools handy. If you don't have any, again, links will be below. Get yourself some basic hand tools, because if you're on your own and things go wrong, you might need to hammer a nail, turn a screw, who knows, tape something up. It amazes me how many people pay other people to do everything and don't know how to do anything on their own. Have hand tools ready. Power tools may not serve you. All right, number 12 is an easy one. I shouldn't have to tell you this, but I'm going to anyways. Keep your car gassed up. You never know. No power, no electricity, no heat means no gas pumps. Keep gas in your car. And if you depend on gasoline, there's a lot of safe ways to store it. Don't just put it in milk cartons. That could go horribly wrong. And gas does have an expiration date. Store gas if you're going to need it, but be aware of what it takes to store gas. I'll leave links below, like I did last year, telling you how to store gas safely. This one's going to be important, and believe me, it's coming. Or don't. Number 13 should go without saying again, but make sure you've got some board games, a deck of cards, something that doesn't run on the internet. Something to keep your mind occupied once you've made sure all the hatches are battened down, the cars are gassed up, you're waiting for the power to come back on, you're waiting for searchers to come find you. Make sure you have something to keep your mind occupied so you're not just focusing on worrying, because it will break you. You see what I'm saying? Make sure you have something around to occupy your time and your mind. Grab a King James Bible and a pair of glasses. It'll pass the time and it'll give you hope. You see what I'm saying? That would be number 13. Number 14 is check your insurance. Make sure they cover you for broken pipes, etc. No brainer. Okay, number 15 I've covered ad nauseum, but get in shape. If you're elderly and you can't run a mile, do jumping jacks, do something as opposed to sitting or just laying in one position. Do anything you possibly can, because if push comes to shove, the other side is exercising. I can assure you of that. I've fallen victim to this myself, so I'm making up for it right now, and many others are right now. But take advantage of the time you have and get yourself into the best shape you possibly and physically can. Okay, the last one in number 17 is free. Keep your spirits up. Be prepared and don't have a victim mentality. That's all there is to it. Don't wait for someone else to come save you, because think about the people in Katrina. Nobody came and saved them. And think about the stories that came out after Katrina. Was that a God-driven event, or was man's hand behind it? At any rate. That's all I got. Links will be in the description box below the video. And check the comments. I'm sure there's a lot more tips out there that I did not include. Hope for the best and be prepared. Be ready. Or don't. I'm out.